Okay, guys, so I have now showered, um, done my skincare routine for my face. It's humid, so I'm starting to sweat. My glasses don't want to stay on my face, and I just washed my hands. So, what I have here is alcohol on some wipes, and what I'll do is, since I've already sterilized this once, I'm gonna sterilize it again. I'll be in the mirror and I'll try to see if I can do this on camera as best I can. But this is when I need to access my site again. So I'm gonna make sure that the skin is very, very clean. As you can see, there's nothing there. Um, the bandages are here. I like to go ahead and open that up now. I don't put on gloves at this point because I've already washed my hands with soap and water in preparation for this. So because I've already done that, I don't feel like I need to wash my hands again. It's me and my own body. And my hands are quite clean. They're pretty much chafing. I don't put moisturizer on my hand until after I have inserted everything. So I'm going to open this up. I don't know if you guys can, I don't know how to make it to where you guys can see what I'm doing down here, but I don't think what's below really matters. So my fun, not so fun, this needle, which is this long, has to be implanted into this. So I am going to do that now. So what I start off by doing is I take the needle, the cover off, I feel around the site because the port is here. I get it nice, I get the skin nice and taut, and I kind of lift up a little bit because sometimes I like to shift the skin so I can kind of move my port. And as I move my port, you can see here it moves within the carotid artery. So now that I figured out where my port is, I put my fingers on either end of it to like lock it in, and that helps me kind of get where center mass is going to be. And I do like a 3-point hold, and then I lean to the mirror and find my center here, two, and then I aim for that site. And yes, it does suck, does hurt, because I'm doing this on myself. So get it there. I recheck, make sure I'm in the spot, and if I have to, I can back out, but usually I can finagle. There we go. And now I've gotten that in. I take a look at it, make sure that the needle is nice and seated. It's there, but it's not all the way I like it. So I will continue to adjust it until I have it exactly where I want it. And if that means backing it out a little and angling it, then that's what I do. Okay, this is where I need to check, because I may have to just leave it as it is. Sometimes that is just the game. And because I'm sweating, I like to go back over the space with alcohol, because I have to make sure that things will stick. So I take this off, I take another swab. I always wipe with alcohol. I take my IV, I push, and then I pull. And once I see, I don't know if you guys can see this, but once I see that little return, that lets me know I'm in a good spot. And then I finish pushing rest of the fluid that I have. I recap this, I close it, and then I take my skin and try to get as much sweat off of my skin, because I now have to put over my cover. Woo. So let's get that to dry a bit. And guys, I have to do this every 2 weeks, so, and that's in order to get the infusion. So every 2 weeks I have to plug in. Woo. And that's my routine. I shower really good, I scrub, I use the 2 soaps like I showed you guys earlier. And then once that's all said and done, I put my cover over this. And sometimes when I'm sweating, it don't matter what I do. This is going to want to peel off as expeditiously as possible, but you do what you gotta do. A girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. So once that's over, that's gonna offer a little bit of protection. I take this off and I pat this down as good as I can. And now she is ready to go. And now that I've done that, I collect up all my trash, because again, this is a messy thing that I have to do every 2 weeks. It produces a lot of waste, unfortunately. So I now get all of my trash out of my sink. That's where it always ends up. And while I was in the shower, my CGM, my Dexcom G7 came off, so I have to put a new one on. So that's what I'm off to do, guys. I am going to head back now into a space where there's a little bit more air, which is in my room, out of the bathroom. Go cut this light off. And as you can hear, there's an alarm going off. That's because my G7 disconnected itself. So because it disconnected itself while I was showering and scrubbing, I have to put a new one on. So I'm gonna go run and grab one, and I'll be right back. Okay, got my G7s. Since I have to do what I have to do, I will install, while I'm setting everything else up, realistically, if I'm gonna be jabbing myself, then I do all my jabs. So I'll do my G7, my insulin pump, which is my Omnipod 5, and I will do the stuff for the infusion. So I'll toss one G7 there. I always like to leave the other one off to the side on the table, on the side table. I grab a new pump, add that to the bed, and then I grab my kit, because it also has my Eppies, add that to the bed, because I have to. Yeah, so let's keep it pushing. Um, I will get you guys set up with my next phase. All right, bye for now.